Okay. Hello, and today I'm going to make some vegan lemon curd. I'm going to attempt a lemon meringue pie later, so I'm going to need to make the curd now. So things I get up to when kids aren't here, making lemon curd. I don't think anyone actually likes it. I think I'm the only one. But it's one of those things you kind of misses being a vegan. Not that I have it very much, but it's something every now and again I kind of fancy. It's quite handy to do in things like microwave cakes. It's a nice little zesty lemon one, but it's good to have in the fridge. I think it keeps in the fridge for a couple of weeks, so it's something that you kind of have to use once you have it. So let's get going. Okay, right, so we just basically chuck all the ingredients in the pan, and then we're gonna whisk them and then just simmer until they're thick. So it's super duper easy. So we're just gonna add a cup of milk. I'm using oat or whichever one you fancy. So just adding that. So we're gonna add then half a cup of lemon. Now I would normally use fresh lemons, but I don't actually have any today. So I'm just gonna cheat and use half a cup of lemon juice. It's from the fridge. And then I'm gonna add the zest of a lemon. So I do actually have frozen lemons. I always keep them in the freezer, they're great. So it's just like a tablespoon of zest. This is the zest, and actually there's some great pulp in there as well. So 1 tablespoon of like orange lemon zest. You can actually do this with orange. Obviously I've had orange on the lemon. So 1 tablespoon of that, so zest. And then I'm going to add a cup of sugar. Obviously, those who know I'm involved in a diet. This is not a diet one. I'm guessing if you want to do this a diet way, you can use sweetener. I hate sweetener. I really hate the taste of it. I really hate the thought of it, to be honest with you, as well. So it's something I avoid like the plague. Not for me. I'd rather use the raw stuff and use it sparingly. So I'm just going to whisk that together. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. Just use your flour. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now I never add cornstarch straight into something. I think it just always go lumpy. So if you add your 2 tablespoons into one of your little cups, take a little bit of the liquid that we've got in here and then put it in here and create a slurry. Once that's completely mixed, then add it to your mixture, and that way you stop it getting all lumpy and weird. So yeah, that's what I do with cornstarch. And then yeah, then add that slurry now back into this mixture. Yeah, this is like the end of an electric whisk. My actual one is in the dishwasher. So we're gonna just bring that to the boil, and then we're gonna let that simmer until it's thick. It's as super quick and easy as that. Okay, so that's now much thicker. It's been simmering for about 5 minutes, so about 5 to 10 minutes. While that was simmering, I just knocked up some pastry. Just a simple pastry. I used vegan hard butter-like margarine, and I used twice the amount of flour I did margarine. I think it was about 4 ounces. Yes, I'm old. Oh, 8 ounces, although I do have excess. So when this is nice and thick, we're just going to pour that in there, and then we're going to make some meringue. So we're going to use some chickpeas, the aquafaba. Just going to get rid of these edges. So yeah, I'm just going to whip up some aquafaba to make a meringue, and we use that on top, and then pop in the avocado. So this is like a really quick and easy lemon meringue pie. I just chuck that in the oven. I think it's in the fridge for another day. Some people will blind bake this. I quite like a soggy bob, so I'm really rubbish at blind baking. But by all means, if you want to put some beads in there and blind bake that, you do that. Okay, whilst waiting for that, we're going to whisk up the water from chickpeas, so aquafaba. So 1 drain can of chickpeas. We will do something with the chickpeas, don't worry. But we're going to whisk this. Then it takes quite a long time. It's about 10 minutes of whisking, so I'm not going to make you suffer that. We'll do that and come back. Alright, so we're going to pour some of the lemon curd into here, and I'm going to put some in a jar as well. So sterilise the jars. It's not the best one to sterilise because it's got metal on it, but usually I put them in the microwave, but obviously not this one. Yeah, so stick it all in there. Then just allow that to cool. Allow that to cool before you tempt that in the fridge. Okay, so still whisking this. We've got like soft peaks, so we're going to add about 100 grams of sugar to that, just a caster sugar. You probably can use icing sugar as well, but like a fine sugar. Okay, that has had 8 minutes of continuous whisking. It does honestly feel like you're never ever going to get there, but patience, I promise, it's worth it. And obviously the ultimate test with meringue is if you can hold it upside down, it doesn't flop over. So there you go. You can. It's amazing. It amazes me really that you can actually whisk a can of chickpea water in it and it turns into meringue. It's absolutely insane, isn't it? Let's face it. So we'll put that in there. On top of that, which is actually slightly cool and a bit thicker now because of the whiskey. So do that and right to the edges so it's all sealed in. Shove some peaks in it so you get those nice little crispy bits. And then we're going to put that in the oven for a bit. Okay, so we stick this in the oven about 170 for about 25 minutes. So you want to kind of get that sort of golden colouring on there, and obviously you want the pastry cooked through. So pop it in there, just keep an eye on that, and then I'll bring it out when it's done.